Hello and welcome back. In this part of our Mitternachts Waltz Bow series, we are taking the modeling to the next level. We'll be shaping more details and refining the design. Alright, let's dive right in. In this part of the series, we'll be modeling the feather, the arrowhead, and then this connecting stuff around here, and then we'll add some extra design. Yeah, let's make this one's over here. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to borrow data from here. I'll select an edge. Okay, shift it to duplicate, right click. Oh no, let's Ctrl Z. Let's take these two. Let me see. Yep, shift it to duplicate, right click, piece separate by selection. And then this is it. So I am going to go to edit, I'll select everything, and then I'll move it in third. Okay, so now I am going to extrude it down. Oh, let's disable soft. So let's put and then flatten it SZ and 0. Scale it out. Then it will extrude it in the Z axis some more. Adding a loop cut over here. Scale it in. Yes, I like to move it. Okay, so I'm just adjusting my vertices, adding loop cuts where I need to add loop cuts, and adjusting according to how my reference is. Another thing is that when I enable the soft stuff, you can see it's not looking good, so don't be too meticulous about what you are doing. Just know what you want to do, and the modifier you are using is going to help you in your journey. Okay? If you're following along with this tutorial, I would like to see your work. Like, you can tag me on Instagram. My Instagram handle is JESN_93. It's okay. So in edit mode, I will just move it. It's not moving. That's because of my modifier, so I'm going to disable it. Remember that our clipping and merge is still activated. That's why it's not going to move. So now I can move it out some more, and then let's see. You see, it's going to mirror out. Okay. So I'm thinking solidify modifier again. Then let's flip I think something like this. Let's check our reference how it looks. I think I need to let's check what our reference is. Yeah, look at this. So it's like the bees are together, while as it's going out, it's flipping, like it's rotating a bit. Let's say so I have to take it out some more, and then let's rotate inside. That I think select one. Let's turn on proportional editing, and G and Y. Here's our fall off. I think I like something like this. Yep, and then let's rotate Z. I think the rotation is too much. Let's set more. Okay, so I'll select the top. Okay, and then I'm going to move it in the y-axis side. I don't want them to clip together, something like this. So I'll select it, right click, shade auto smooth, or I use my plugin sharpen. Beautiful. I'm loving this. Okay, let's do this one. So you know what, we can just borrow information again. Let's take this two and then shift it to duplicate, right click, piece separate by selection. This is over here, and then let's move it down here some more. I want to move it. Let's turn off some professional editing. So I'm going to drag it out to the E to extrude. Let's turn off the soft modifier and turn off the solidify modifier, and then I'm going to adjust it. So I'll press SZ and 0 to flatten that part out, and then I'm going to manually adjust them to fit my references. Added a loop code there with Ctrl R, and then just adjusting some more to match my reference. Then E to extrude, and then I'm moving it out. Select it, E to extrude again, and then I'll move it somewhere around here. And now I'm adjusting. Add a loop cut. Let's add a loop cut, Ctrl R. Then select the E to extrude, scale it down. I'm turning on my soft modifier, adjust to match my reference, and then so just adjusting the vertices, moving points all around to match our references, and voila. So let's select everything. Remember our mirror modifier is still on. Let's check our reference and see. I think this is just going to be one single feather and not double like the previous one. So what I'm going to do is I'll move it at a tad, select the boundary, E to extrude in the y-axis. Remember our snapping is still turned on our mirror modifier, and then let's select the other side, E to extrude in the y-axis, and then snap. Bravo. So select the middle and then turn on proportional editing, and I'll do G, Y, and then move it out a tad just to make it look, to add that swollen effect. Just moving around to match our reference to make it look much more beautiful, to have that blobby effect. This is fine. Then I'm going to remove solidify modifier, it's not useful to us. And let's crank in the subs of just one more step. Select it and press F to fill in the face. Let's add in a loop cut, so tighten it over there. Beautiful. Okay, so let's proceed. Let's add this diamond shaped looking thing over here. You know what? I'm going to texture this golden stuff here, and I think I'm going to texture the rest part of the details. Yeah, I'm going to do that. But let's add this golden thingy over here. Then let's make the arrowhead. And there's one extra details over here. So to make the design, I'm going to go to edit mode, Shift Z to enter wireframe preview, and then I'll select this top and then Shift D to duplicate, right click, E separate by selection, and back to object mode. While this design is selected, I'm going to add in another modifier called in the shrink wrap modifier. And then on that target in the shrink wrap modifier, I'll click on the eyedropper tool, and then I'll target the limb, and you see it's going to wrap itself around the limb. So let's adjust it. So while in edit mode, I'm going to select this triangle icon, so that even in edit mode, this icon is called the on cage icon. so that even in edit mode we are going to see how the shrink wrap modifier is. So I will select this part like this because now I want to make it like this. Okay, so I'll select this part and then I'll just move it back. Let's select the base, move it, think back some more, then let's select this one and then let's move it. I think something like this is fine. Okay, okay, I think around here is fine. And let's add in series of loop cuts with Ctrl R and then middle mouse button to scroll up, and then let's add 2 loop cuts and then back to object mode. I want this part to be a little bit narrow, so I'll select the limbs, I'll go to edit mode and then I'll select these two like this and then just move it. And because of the previous design that we're working on have shrink wrap modifier, right? So whenever I adjust this particular mesh, the shrink wrap modifier is still active, so it's going to shrink wrap itself around the limb since the limb is the target. So I think something like this is fine. Let's see, I think I should move this because I'm seeing a little bit of deformations there. So I'll move it out a bit and then this one I'll move it down. Yeah, let's see, what do I have here? Okay, let's move this to the X. Good. And then this some more to the X. Okay. Okay, this is fine. Wait, let's try putting the shrink wrap above the subsoft modifier. Much better. I think the shrink wrap is better above the subsoft modifier instead of before the subsoft modifier. So now for the next modifier I'm going to add, I need us to apply some of the previous modifiers. So I'm going to apply the mirror modifier and then now I'm going to apply the shrink wrap modifier. So this is how it looks. Are you seeing this? Okay, cool. Next thing, now I'm going to add in the solidify modifier, and of course it's going to be like this. Let's put the solidify modifier above the subsoft modifier and then let's see, let's go the other way around. Why is it giving us some horrible deformations? Let's see why. Okay, so first thing, let's select this edge ring and then in the end panel under items main crease, let's crease this edge. Okay, and let's see how it looks. Let's try let's do even thickness. Still looking ugly. And then let's see, let's try only rim. Okay, only rim works fine. Yeah, okay, that's fine. Let's reduce the distance, it's too much. Let's try 0.002. Okay, so I'm going to disable even thickness and then leave only rim. I want only rim enabled because we are not going to see the face inside. Okay, we're not going to see the faces inside, so why bother ourselves with that? So yeah, back to object mode, looking around. Let's make this diamond. Okay, so now I'll go to edit mode and I'll select this face, these faces, and then I'll say shift to duplicate, right click, piece separate by selection, and then I go to object mode. Okay, so I'll select everything, I'll just move it somewhere around here, and let's see, I'll add a loop cut in the middle. Oh, let's remove the subsoft modifier, we don't need it. And then let's select everything here, merge at center. Same thing with this one, merge at center. And as for you, let's just rotate it to third. Let's see, how does it look? Let's move it out. Okay, this is cool. Let's come up here and let's select or instead of that, let's take from this. Oh, I can see that it is twisted a bit, sorry. So I'm just going to Yeah. Oh. I'm just doing some tiny adjustments. Okay. And then I want it to be a little bit narrow. So I'll just scale it in the x-axis just a tad, which means I will have to rotate this a little. Let's see. I'm just doing those little fine adjustments. Okay, this is cool. So I'll select everything, duplicate it, and then let's just move it up around. So I'm going to edge slide this, GG to edge slide. Okay, so I'll select this tiny one and then scale it down. Let's put it, let's see what it looks. Let's see its position around here. Okay, cool. So I'll just do the same thing. Okay, so I'll move it in and let's see how it looks. Put it in some more. I am still in disarray, guys. I want it to be perfect. So I'm just looking at my reference and trying to adjust it to fit. Okay, I think something like this. Okay, so in the solidify modifier, let's go to local view. So I'll select this and press the / key to go to my local view. Okay, I've zoomed in and then I'm going to enable only rim. So I'll click on only rim so that this face over here, since we're not going to see it, let's eradicate it. Okay, so I'll do only rim. So I'm going to apply my solidify modifier now. Okay, after I apply my solidify modifier, I'm going to go to edit mode and then I'll select the bigger one. I'll select it and then I'll move it in to enter the feather, and then this part I'm going to move out. Now I will select just the front face and then I will scale it down. Same thing with this one. I'll select it, let's move everything out and then select only the front face and then I'll scale it down. Okay, so I'll right click and I'll do shade auto smooth to recalculate my angles. Let's see how it looks like. Beautiful. This is beautiful, guys. So as for this other one, I'm going to texture it and let's see. Okay, yeah, we are going to texture this one too, and this one and this one. Oh, let's make this one. Yeah, okay, so with this selected, I'll go to edit mode. I'll select let's say this face. While holding down control, I'll select this face. Okay, cool. And then I'll say shift V to duplicate, right click, P, separate by selection. Okay, so I'll go to edit mode and then I'll press Ctrl R to add in a loop cut just around here. And then this one, I'll select it and then I'll say GG to edge slide. I'll edge slide somewhere around there. Cool. So I'll select this face, X, and then delete faces. Bravo. So you know the drill, guys. Guess what? Solidify modifier. Okay, so I have solidify modifier and then let's put it before the subset modifier and then let's push it outwards. And then let's do only rain. And then right click, shader to smooth. I think we should put it after the soft. Ooh, after the soft is better than before the soft modifier, guys. So after is okay. So now I want to reduce the thickness, so I'm dividing it by 4. Nice. Let's rename this. So double click, I'll call it limbs. Let's say underscore design. Let's go ahead and make this connecting thingy over here, okay? So to do that, I will need to move this, okay? But when I'm moving this, the rest of them aren't following. So I'll select this one first, okay? Shift select this feather, and then I'll say Ctrl P, which is for parent. So I'm setting parent to that object, to this feather object. When I move this feather, the diamond design follows, okay? So with that, so now I can select this one, the feather, shift select this one, shift select this, shift select this design, okay? Shift select this top feather, shift select this design, and then shift select the limb last, and then I'll say Ctrl P again, and I'll say set parent to object. So when I move the limb, every other one follows. So it's parented to the limbs, okay? So now I'm going to let's zoom out so that I can see how it looks like, okay? So I'll move this, let's say somewhere around, let's say here is fine, okay? But now based on mirror modifiers on and the origin, if tamper with the origin, okay? You see it has switched to it has moved. So why selected, I'll right click and also set origin, I'll set to 30 cursor. But you see, when I do that, only the limb is moved, while the rest of them aren't. So I'll just go ahead and select every other mesh, okay? So select the limb last. Let's try it one more time. Right click, set origin to 3D cursor. See? Nice. If yours didn't work, you can also try right clicking, set origin, and you hold an alt and then you click, okay? It will still just do the same thing, okay? So let's move forward. Now I'll select the grip. I'll go to face selection, I'll go to edit mode, face selection mode, and then I'll select the faces. I think I want this one. Yeah, this is better, okay? So with this selected, I'm going to duplicate it. Shift to duplicate, right click to snap back, P separate by selection. You should be used to this by now. And then I'll go to object mode. Now in my object mode, I'll select my new duplication, okay? So now I'll go to edit mode, select everything, and then E to extrude it. Face selection mode, select both faces, S, Y, and 0 to flatten it. And then let's move it in. I'll go to local view and then select the bottom faces and the top faces, X and delete face out of local view. And let's see what do we have. I feel the distance I have is too much, so I'll go back to object mode, and then with the limb selected, I'm going to close it a tad. Remember, this other side is going to be like this, okay? So let's move it some more. Okay, cool. So you know the drill. Let's select everything and then right click, origin to 30 cursor, so that it's going to be, so that the mirror modifier is going to work well, okay? Let's proceed. So select it, go to edit mode, and then I'll add a loop cut just around here, moving it in a bit, I'll select the middle loop cut and then I'll scale it in. So I'll select this one and then just drag it out, select this and then just drag it out. Just trying to match what we have in our reference. How does it look? Nice. Oh, this. Let's select this and then let's move it out a bit. And then move this in some more. Let's see. Beautiful. So let's name this connector. Okay. With that, let's make the arrowhead. So I'll press Shift here, I'll bring in the plane, go to edit mode, RX90, and then I'll go to front orthographic view, and then I'll rotate arrow and just press 45. So I'll scale it down, move it up somewhere around here. So I'll select this, and look at my reference, I'll scale it in, move it down. With both of them selected, I'll press J. With both of them selected here, I'll press J. So with this, I'll just move it out. And then let's take it down some more. Around here is fine. Let's see. Bravo. Okay, so you can see this light curve over here. To do that, I'll press K for the knife too. Because if I use Ctrl R to add a loop cut, you can see that it is not working because this is not like it's only adding a single vertex because this is not a chord, it's a triangle here, okay? So I'll just use K for the knife too. I will select one point here, hold down X, so that I will snap to the X and then I'll just move it in and then click and then press enter. So I'll scale it in, it's out like this and then Ctrl B to bevel. Things something like this. Let's see. Now let's scale it in some more and then bevel. Yeah, this is good. So let's add in the mirror modifier. Add modifier, generate mirror. And then well, removing X while using Y. Ooh, let's enable clipping and then select it and then let's clip it. Let's move it in the Y and then we're going to clip. Oh, let's see. Ooh, I should take it up some more and then reduce the thickness just a tiny bit. That's cut out the bevel that we did. So let's select all of them and then Ctrl X to dissolve the bevel. And then let's do that K thingy again, the knife tool. And then let's just do it one more time. Scale it in. And then Ctrl B. Nice. So right click. Auto smooth. Beautiful. So that's it, guys. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe and share with your friends. Thank you. Peace out.